Hey y'all, welcome back from our week-long hiatus where Kevin and I literally had everything going on last week and could not record an episode. But tonight we are back. We are recording with a good friend of mine and a former West Virginia basketball player, Christal Caldwell. Christal, can you just say hello to our guests or whoever listens to us?
Hi, everyone. Honestly, I'm excited to be here. Been asked for quite some time to maybe join the podcast and, kind of had some conflicts with different schedules and things like that. But I think we're going to have a good time tonight. So thanks for having me, guys.
Always a
Yes,
pleasure to
thank
see you. So if you guys didn't know, I've said it before, I was a practice player for a women's basketball team. That's how Christal and I met. And Christal has definitely broken my ankles a couple of times out on the court. I won't lie. But we'll get into all those fun stories as we go through this tonight. So we'll start to get back to the normal routine of the weekly sports update. March Madness is completely over, sadly. Kevin, you're happy. UConn men's basketball won. It was the lowest rated Final Four game ever for men's basketball. And then the women's basketball was the highest rated ever for women's basketball. So
legit.
I want to talk about the women's game because that's all the controversy. Everyone's all mad about. I don't have any problems with anything that any of those two players did during that whole tournament.
Old-fashioned trash talking, and then they
right.
gotta bring in she just did the little "I'm about to get a ring" pose, and all of a sudden everybody freaking out. Caitlin Clark did John Cena for like 3 straight games in a row, but when it goes back to her, all of a sudden it's a problem. People just need to get over themselves and just let the competition live. This is what sports is about. The hype, the rivalry, the competition, the trash talk, the heartbreak, the celebration. Let it happen.
That's right.
Yeah, I simply love the fact that Caitlin Clark came out and said there's no problem with it. She got trashed on and she said her stuff. We all watched it during the South Carolina game. She literally waved off the 3-point shooter because she knew she wasn't going to shoot it, and she was 10 feet off of her.
Sorry.
We didn't have any issues with that. So why we have issues with Angel Reese, who is one of the better players in college basketball, doing what she did? And also, can we point out a former West Virginia basketball player scored 22 points off the bench and hadn't scored a point all tournament in that game?
Hey, Jasmine Carson.
That's impressive. I did not know, she went down there. So good for her. Good for LSU.
That's right. Kim Mulkey does a great job.
Her outfits do fantastic too. Oh my God.
Hey, it's SEC country is a whole nother animal. They celebrate the way they like to. Louisiana, Mardi Gras, I respect it. They got to do what they got to do out here.
She did the same thing at Baylor. That's part.
Yeah, it's true.
It's never changed. But in 2 years at LSU, taking it from a non-contender to redoing the whole program and winning a title in 2 years, hats off to Kim Mulkey for doing that. So good for you. NBA season is officially in the books, and we had 2 fights, and Donis Haslam coming off and actually dusting off the shoes to play. I thought all of it was interesting, especially Rudy Gobert.
The fact that we had a fight with like their own team was hysterical. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, wait a minute. They're actually fighting on the bench right now.
Pretty entertaining.
Yeah. I was like, it's probably the most entertaining thing we've seen in a long time. But shout out to the last day. They gave Udonis Haslam a freaking rocking chair, decided to light up 20 points. Rudy Gobert,
Punching
a teammate.
And then the
Clippers what a happy Easter.
Clippers had something happen too. They got in a fight on their bench too. Plumlee got into it.
Plumlee with with good old Bones Highland.
Ooh, I missed that one.
Yeah, that was way past all of our bedtimes, to be honest.
Yeah, I think pretty much what happened, Plumlee is yelling at Bones about something. Bones shoves him, and then like Dante Jones, who's like an assistant coach, had to like step in between, like, whoa, 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 what are you doing? What are you doing? But hey, well, that's, I mean, talk about an Easter to end your NBA season. Lots of excitement. You know, the games were actually pretty competitive for the most part. You know, shout out to my Knicks for blowing a lead within the last 2 minutes left, and they lose it at the end. But
Sounds
thank
about
God they
right.
already thank God they already clinched. And you know, pray to God that doesn't happen later.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, you know, as long as you don't come and play the Celtics, then I'm okay, because we all know how that goes with the Celtics and Knicks lately. So I don't need that. Just gonna say
Yeah.
that.
Merritt's gonna get a new co-host. That's what's gonna happen if that happens.
Crystal, you want a new job?
Hey.
I don't pay anything. Kidding, Kevin. I would never ever let you go. You have to stay. You signed on for this forever, so you're doomed.
I've signed the lifelong contract.
Oh boy,
My
Kev.
my podcast wife is Merritt, so you know, we're out here.
Why am I the what? I'm not even gonna get into it. The only big news from the NFL this past weekend was Odell Beckham signing a 1-year deal for $18 million with the Ravens.
Insane.
Holy crap. He's
Yeah,
supposed
for 1 year,
Just one.
18 million.
Yep.
Just no
He
big
was
deal.
supposed to meet with the Jets today, apparently, and then the Ravens swooped in and were like, no. We'll give you this much money, and then maybe we can keep Lamar Jackson happy.
That is true.
So now I'm wondering, does Aaron Rodgers even happen to the Jets?
No, that's gotta happen. That's gotta happen. Because if it doesn't happen, then the Jets have literally given him everything for absolutely nothing. And then there's nothing left for the Jets to go after, which would, then again, that is very Jets, because, you know,
Very
Jets
good.
do Jet things. And
I would laugh.
you know, it's funny because I would laugh too, but I would just feel so bad because it's just, you know, forever allergic to success. It's just,
I personally don't think I could feel bad being a Patriot fan. I couldn't feel
Yeah,
bad for them.
well, I would feel bad as someone, you know, who has to work in that building during those games. Like, I would just not, I would just, it's just going to be pure misery if that were to happen and he doesn't come and you have all of these pieces and they once again just don't have a quarterback. It's just, you're going to have to find somebody off the street to play then.
And there you go, Kevin. You got a new job.
I mean, if I didn't have a T-Rex of an arm, you know, then I would try, but I would be more set as like their long snapper. I'm big, I'm round, rotund. Like that would be much more my speed if I were to play football, but I'm never a football player.
Oh my God. Oh, every episode now is going to have some type of talk about Kevin's size being rotund. This has been constant now, hasn't it, Kevin?
This is a thing.
No,
It's become a thing.
It's become a thing, but it's like, you know, it's just the way it is. It's the way life goes.
I can't with you. I can't. Oh my God.
We're back, folks.
We're already going off the rails. We've only been doing this for 10 minutes. Great. Oh boy. There's no big football update for West Virginia. Did they have their blue and gold game yet? I don't remember.
I believe that's next weekend.
Okay. Cool.
Mhm.
Then I'll find out where my season tickets are going to be. Finally.
There you go.
Yes. Oh boy. Let's put me in the end zone and keep it the cheap seats. Sounds good. But big news is we have a new women's basketball coach. Yay. And he actually seems pretty damn awesome. Mark Kellogg. So what he's coming from Stephen F. Austin, I believe.
Yep.
Mhm.
And 23 wins in 8 years, like each year. So I'll take that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
I'm
sucks
excited
that
to see where you know he takes the program. He's a really good guy.
we'll find out. We were on a good track this year, and we all saw how that went. But
And then things happen. So
yeah, we can't fault her. She, went back home, so you can't be mad about that. But
No.
it's still not a fun thing to feel as a West Virginia alumni and fan. But Kevin, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I listened to his news conference when he got introduced. I like the way he's talking, keeping it positive. I hope he's able to keep the team together, whoever is left. But I like his attitude is, I think he kept talking about sustained success,
yeah,
which is something that in order to be successful in a program like us, in a conference that we play in, you need to have sustained success, to really keep things going. So, I believe he's the 8th or 9th ever coach of West Virginia women's basketball. One of those, right?
I think
I think
9.
8 is right. One of
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. So to the fact that we've had coaching tenures for that long to show that the growth that they've been doing, I'm excited to see what he does. I'm excited to see how he's going to recruit the state. I'm excited where his his area is and his niches where he goes to get players. So I'm intrigued. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do, and I hope we can make a little noise. I love support on women's basketball. So
Yeah, he's the 8th head coach in women's basketball history. And Christal, and my favorite coach was the longest tenured one.
That's right.
Oh, brings back the memories, the good old days, right?
Gotta love them.
Sometimes, except for the one practice I got yelled at.
Hey, listen, no one was off limits.
Apparently not. Well, like I said, we'll get into that one. That was a funny story. But Kevin, since we haven't done this for a week, what kind of hat or shirt are you wearing?
Well, to keep it the West Virginia theme, I decided to wear, my West Virginia little crew neck. Truthfully, I didn't have enough time to get a jersey because Merritt is going to yell at me for being late for the program. Christal, I'm not gonna lie, I'm always late. Just, life happens. So he's like, I need you to make sure you're on this time. And I'm like, okay. So, normally I wear a jersey.
Still
or
late to the
something
time I
crazy.
told him to be here for, but he was
No. I literally was logged in
Oh,
at 8:19 and it said waiting for host to come. And the host didn't arrive until 8:23. So
okay, I'll take the
I
blame
made it
then.
on time. But with that, I decided to wear my West Virginia gear to support our WV alum that we have out here. And because Merritt and I bought this West Virginia band hat, I figured I would wear the West Virginia band hat because who doesn't love West Virginia band? And I figured Merritt was going to wear his women's basketball hat, which we bought together when we last went to Morgantown. So that's what I got.
That's a cool story.
Yeah, I have to wear this hat because Christal's here. So
Yeah. I mean, what else would you wear? But hey.
Yeah, well, I could have worn my old practice jersey, which I still have. And
I was hoping you were gonna find it and wear it.
Oh, I wear it. I still wear it all the time. It's still 20 times too big for me, because it's an old men's practice jersey, and pretty sure it's Dalton Peppers, if I remember it right. I'm like,
it's amazing because we're in year 2023 and 2010 to 2012. I still wear one hoodie that I have from when I was a freshman in college, and apparently that was a medium. And I'm like, how the hell did I fit in this? But I'm like, oh yeah, a medium was technically in this age is large or extra large. So
I can tell you an XL jersey is about a 5XL nowadays. This thing still looks like a dress on me. It's ridiculous.
For sure it is.
Oh my gosh. All right. So let's dive into the fun part of this episode. So
yes,
Christal has, graced us tonight. So we're just going to run down your fun little accolades here, Christal.
Oh,
I know there's a lot. I had to do some research here, and I usually don't do any research. Kevin can attest to it. He does all the research, or our producer
yes.
does. I just go off of everything. But played at University of Florida for a year, went to West Virginia for 4 years till 2014. We won the Big 12 title. Your final year with you, Asia. Was Yaya still there?
No, Yaya left in 2013. It was me, Asia, Taylor, Brooke, and Jess Harley.
Oh my God, I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah, that was the 5 seniors that year.
Wow.
hmm
Wow. I know 4 out of the 5 are doing great things. I have no idea about Jess. That's the only one I
Still
know.
doing great things,
Good.
still super smart, just traveling the world and,
She was a
Jess.
genius.
Oh.
Wasn't she like an engineering major?
Yes, she
Mhm.
was, and nothing has changed.
That's
Oh
good.
my gosh.
Still a genius.
Taylor's got 2 kids.
She does. 2
Yeah.
kids, lives in Baltimore. Asia's got a daughter.
Yep.
Brooks opened her training business down in Florida. And so, everybody's just doing really well.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. Then you went and played overseas for Cespi Euro.
Mhm.
If I said that even close to being right. How is playing overseas? Because I've had a friend that played at ASU, told us her experience, but what was it like for you?
Being overseas, and especially in Romania, it was an experience. I was in a small town about an hour from Bucharest, and it was me and 3 other Americans, and I actually really enjoyed myself. My head coach was Serbian, and I was there for about 8 months or so. We won the Romanian Cup that year. And so I really enjoyed it. I think ultimately I knew that I was going to get into coaching at some point. I didn't know when I would, but I think I got just the experience of being able to say that, okay, I played professionally, so I think I want to go ahead and dive into coaching. But Romania was awesome. It really was.
So that was the main reason to come back, is because you wanted to get into the coaching side of things.
That was, but I do, I try not to look back and things like that, but I probably still could have gone another 2 or 3 years just to kind of get it all out my system. But I definitely wanted to coach. And so when that opportunity presented itself, I said, I gotta go. I gotta take this.
Now, here's the question: with the girls that you coach now, do you go out there every now and then just to show them up or school them a little bit to get that?
I do.
I see it now.
I had to ask.
If I ask you to do a certain move, I have to be able to show you what I want, right? And I think when they see that you can actually do it yourself, I think you gain a little bit more respect from them. And so, every now and then I do get out there. I recently joined a women's league that plays every Tuesday night. So
Nice.
I still try to kind of relive the glory days. It keeps me in shape. I feel like I still got it. And yeah, I still try to get out there sometimes.
Good.
Do you have people in that like women's rec league that like try to test you, but like they don't know who you are, and then you just show them a little something, they're like, oh shit.
Every now and then I'm like, wait, Christal, you're not competing against Baylor. You realize that, like, you're an adult now, so kind of tone it down a little bit. This is just for fun. So I do kind of have those talks with myself from time to time.
Oh, that's fantastic. I can just see it, Crystal going out there, be like, all right, I'm dropping 100. We're gonna have some fun. And then like halfway through being like, oh, never mind, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Then you're at LaSalle for what? It looks like 2 years.
2 years.
And then back to the alma mater for 3. How
You forgot one stat on this one, sir.
Okay, sorry. See, this is what happens.
Crystal, correct me if I'm wrong. I heard you were the first ever player of Coach Carey to come back and help coach for him. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
I do my research too out here. Now, I was gonna ask, with that, was it hard for you to kind of like transition, like to like people know you as a player of his, and now you're the coach on his staff? Was there a period of like transition there?
I think it actually made the transition that much easier. Especially, working for someone that you played for, you just naturally know what it is that they want. You know what type of player that they expect to have, what type of player that they prefer to coach. You sometimes know what they're going to say before they even say it. And, so it just made things a lot easier, especially when you go out and recruit, when you have to connect with the players that are already there. It's just, you've lived it, you've experienced it, you understand what it takes. And so, yeah, I thought it was a lot easier because of that.
That's awesome. Kind of the same idea. The question I was like, what was it like coaching with him? Because you know what he's like as a coach to players. How was it different just stepping off the court and next to him on a daily basis?
I think sometimes he still saw me as one of his players. I really do. But again, I understood him. And so we just kind of naturally had our own relationship, our own bond connection, and it just worked, And so I really appreciate him even giving me that opportunity to come back and trusting me with his program. So I was happy to do it.
That's awesome. And then after the 3-year stint, got a call from Virginia Tech and left us high and dry. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. I understand. Took the same role, but what was it? How different was the programs from West Virginia to Virginia Tech?
I mean, like night and day. Two amazing coaches, have done great things, have had like a ton of success, but two totally different coaching styles. And so, you've got hard nose, we're going to hang our hat on defense, we're going to be physical for 40. You've got that on this side. And then on the other side, we hang our hats on offense, we're finesse, we're going to be skilled. And so it really taught me as a coach, you get the best of both worlds. And so that was really good to be able to see two totally different coaching styles, but two amazing coaches that ultimately get it done. They just have different ways of going about it.
That's awesome. And then where you're currently at, Pace Academy as head coach and athletics ops manager. And then I saw this, you started your own business.
I did back in October.
Talk to us about that. I didn't dive too deep because I wanted to actually hear it from you.
So my ultimate goal is to open up my own facility. But the idea behind the name, Fulfilling Dreams Forever, I love the fact that to be able to develop the total package. I think I'm taking my philosophy as a coach and then also putting it into my business. I want to be able to teach kids about the recruiting process. I want to teach kids about, etiquette, how to be able to go from a public school to a private school, how to do all types of things, how to make sure that your academics stay on top of it so that it doesn't affect your athletic side. And so I literally want to fulfill dreams forever, whatever that looks like, whether it be sports, whether it be the real world, however you want to see it. That's just really my ultimate goal with that. And just to always stay connected to the game and be able to give back. So that's what that's all about.
That's awesome. And now over at Pace, did I see it right? You used to go there as in high school or?
No, so
Okay.
I'm from Charlotte. And so I went to West Charlotte High School, but I got the head coaching job here 2 years ago. And here, the girls basketball program, it wasn't necessarily a big deal. It was just kind of like a hobby. I hate to say it that way, but it was just like a hobby. We want to say that we want to play basketball. We want to have a good time. We want to have fun. And administration just really wanted to kind of move the needle a little bit. It was the only program that hadn't necessarily won any championships. Boys basketball has state titles, soccer does on the men and women's side, volleyball has tons of state titles, football does too. And so it was just kind of time to kind of focus on girls basketball a little bit. And so I took the job, and now that's what I'm looking to do, is build a program and change the culture, change the mindset, make it a little bit more competitive, and get it to the point where hopefully we can, win some championships.
Awesome. How are you guys doing so far? How did you do this year?
We had a really young team this year, went a little bit over 500, had some adversity early on in the season, but I was just really proud of how my girls responded to it, with them being so young and me putting so much on their plates that they haven't necessarily been used to. I thought they responded really well. And so because of that, I think moving forward, we're going to be even much better. I've got a junior, 5 sophomores, and a freshman returning. So I think, I can do something with that group for
I
sure.
think you got a pretty good team coming up. I want to feel like.
I think so. This was our first year. We went from 2A to 4A. So that was a big adjustment. My first year we were 2A, made it to the region championship game, and then lost in the first round of the state playoffs. This year, we finished 4th in our region in 4A, again, which the competition, that was a huge jump for us. And then again, lost in the state playoffs first round to Holy Innocents, which ended up making it to the Final Four. So I thought overall it was a pretty good year. And I think we learned a lot. We were able to grow. Again, I was able to build and kind of put my stamp on the program a little bit more. So I'm just excited to see where it goes.
Awesome. Well, I know I will be paying attention just because I know the head coach, to see how you guys continue to grow and how you guys do over the next few years while you're there. But let's dive into some questions. This is where everything will 100% go off the rails due to the co-host or me at some point.
Yes,
But
definitely the co-host has questions just to think. But no, like it goes in with the flow with your questions, sir. So go ahead and do your thing.
Okay, I'll start. Wow, cool. So neither Kevin nor I played college sports at all, weren't recruited, weren't at any type of level. What was it like to be recruited and go to Florida, but then make that decision to transfer to West Virginia, and why? Literally the middle of nowhere, you were down in Florida.
The amount of times that I've had to answer this question, like, why would you leave Florida to go to the mountains of West Virginia? Like, how does that happen? But honestly, I didn't enjoy the recruiting process. I got recruited by so many different schools across the country. Literally could have gone anywhere, different conferences, you name it. But the staff at the University of Florida used to be at UNC Charlotte, which is, I said that I'm from Charlotte. And so I had been in like camps over there since I was maybe 8 or 9 years old. And so I was just very familiar with that school, and then familiar with that coaching staff. And so once I became of age, they were recruiting me and things like that. And then they got the job at the University of Florida. Me, don't like the recruiting process. I already know these people. It's the University of Florida. It's the SEC. Done deal. Why not? So I go there, I commit and everything, and it just wasn't a good fit for me. Love the campus, love the university, but it just wasn't what I was actually looking for as far as basketball and my career was concerned. So I decided to transfer, and I had to go back and look at obviously the schools that were recruiting me before. There was no transfer portal, so I couldn't just throw my name out there and wait for people to call me. I kind of had to do some research and figure it out myself. And it just so happened that West Virginia had 5 seniors that were going to be playing during my redshirt year. So I said, hey, if I'm going to sit out, and then when it's time for me to play, they're going to graduate, there's 5 spots. So surely to God, there's somewhere I can fit, right? So that was my main reason for going, because I wanted to know that after I sat out a year, there was going to be a spot for me somewhere after I finished. Obviously you've got to work for it, but you want to know that there's space for you. And so after looking at the roster and everything, I went up to West Virginia. Me and my parents took the official visit. Loved the coaching staff. It was perfect. It was really a good fit. And so I committed, and it was the best decision I could have ever made. Again, we won a Big 12 title. I'm still good friends with all the girls that I played with. And, it was just a really, really good situation. So I'm happy that it worked out the way it did.
That's awesome. Well, I'm happy you went there because I got to meet you.
Yeah, we met each other. Like it worked out.
Oh God, those practices.
Oh, all right, here's where we're going off the rails. I
Oh
got a
God.
question. So I'm speaking in terms of, so you were a student athlete, but of course you're a student at West Virginia. Did you ever have one of those moments when you were first a student and you had one of those days that were like, damn, I'm in West Virginia? Did you ever have any one of those moments when you were a student? Because I definitely know I did.
I did.
Of course I did. And there's till this day, it's still like, wait, I went to school in West Virginia. There's some people that still don't even realize West Virginia is a state. The amount of times where they said, oh, so you're like in the western part of Virginia.
Mhm.
No, I'm in West Virginia, the state of West Virginia at West Virginia University. So
Yep.
to answer your question, yes, I had those moments,
Yes.
but I loved every bit of it.
Us too. That's why we have a podcast dedicated to our alma mater. You
Yeah.
gotta love it.
It doesn't get any better than Morgantown.
No, it doesn't. It's definitely changed a lot since
Oh, I'm sure.
all of us were in school. I went down when we were down, last September. Everything is different, and I'm excited to see what the new athletic director does
Yeah.
even more to change things, because it should be for the better for that university.
For sure.
What was for you the best part playing at West Virginia?
Honestly, the fans. And I know that sounds like cliche, but no, it's the fans. They just love the university so much. I don't care if it's the academics, I don't care if it's the sports programs. They just love their university, and it just makes you feel like you're at home. And on top of that, they stay connected with you. I've had so many fans from when I was a player there to reach out and ask about how my team is doing, ask how I'm doing. And that makes you feel good, to know that people are still thinking about you and you have, literally no connection to the program anymore. And so I would honestly say that was the biggest thing for me.
Yeah, I always like the practices where it was the coffee with Carrie afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
'cause he was always nicer at that practice, because all the women's basketball coaches in West Virginia are standing in the stands watching practice.
Yeah. And then he's got all his jokes and everything. It's like, yeah, okay.
We're all just standing there going, you guys want to come to a real practice?
Yeah, you want to watch us hop on this treadmill? 12.5, no big deal.
Never went on a treadmill.
You
Never.
didn't?
No, we
How
had
did you escape?
the only time we almost did was when we got to individuals after my first year as a practice player. And I think it was Justin and I had to go up against Asia, Yaya, and Natalie in like the rebounding box out drill, and like the guards. So you were gone at that point, and it's just Justin and I, and oh my God, I can't remember his name. He was the assistant coach. He would always take the half court shot before practice.
Coach Porche, Coach Rowe.
Porsche, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to remember.
I'm pretty
But-
sure that had to be Porche.
He goes, we're going through the drill. He goes, all right, we got to make this a little bit more intense. I'm like, oh God, what do we have to do? It's like, so whoever gets to 11 first, the losing team has to do 2 and 22. I'm like, wait, what? I'm a practice player. I don't, no, I don't do this. I looked at Justin and I go, I'm not running. There's no way I'm going to do this. And I went up against Yaya first and Asia, and the two of us were like, not happening. Yaya's first shot went into the bleachers. I was like, no. A block for the boys was a point, and a rebound for the boys was a point. I think the final score was 11-3. We weren't.
What type of like death stares did you get from especially Asia and Yaya?
Asia wasn't that bad. Natalie, I think she wanted to kill me, but she wanted to kill me every practice because she tried to throw elbows in my face all the time. And Darius was telling me, he goes, just grab her arm and hit it down. I was like, that's all I'm going to do. And she did not like it.
Darius, yes, my God, I love him.
Oh yeah, those were the days of the craziness of practices and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did never ever ran on that treadmill, but I always remember seeing either Brooke or Taylor. I'm pretty sure were the main two that always went to the treadmill. Besides, oh gosh, she used to start, and I can't remember her name. Oh, I'm gonna have to look back, but she used to be on the treadmill a lot too. There's 3 of them. Always.
Which one? 20 your 2012 year? Or
No, it was probably the 2010,
13?
2011 year,
All right, hold on. Here we go.
because it was Medina was on the team still.
Okay.
Sania?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Coach's favorite word came out every every couple words. Chicken blank. We're not going to say it on the podcast because I don't want to get bleeped out. But yep, that was always the best. But Kevin, do you have any other added questions to that one?
No, I've always enjoyed your practice squad stories. So
There's plenty. There's definitely plenty of them.
yes, you getting yelled at by Coach Carey. Absolutely priceless.
That was only the
But
second practice. I thought I was gonna die. And Vanessa laughed. Not my fault. Yeah, you remember that one.
Vanessa, yeah.
Vanessa,
Hi-
which Vanessa is it? Vanessa House?
Yes, Vanessa House.
Yeah, it was the final play of practice, and Medina didn't set the screen right, and I went around it and blocked the shot, which we weren't supposed to do, and I didn't jump. I had my hands up. That's all I did.
And you still touched it.
I still touched it, and the ball went that way. And I had coach right here. I was like,
Oh my gosh.
do I even come back? And one of the coaches she goes, Robbie, it's okay. Just come back tomorrow. He's going to totally forget about everything anyway. Next day, didn't remember who I was.
No.
Dude, Coach Carey didn't care about the practice squad guys. Come on. Let's be honest.
Well, you know what's funny? How many of them were you guys?
Oh, there were quite a few
Yeah.
good players.
For the most part, there was like 7 or 8 of us that would be at every practice. And then we have a few that would kind of show up every now and then.
Yeah.
But there was about 7 or 8 that would show up.
The
every
real
day.
P squad.
Yep.
Yeah. The real ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Until we all either graduated or got hurt.
That's very true.
I broke my foot, Pavin tore his ACL.
Yeah. Yeah. That was rough.
Yeah. That one. I saw him the next day after he tore his ACL, and we're both standing at the top watching you guys practice. And I was like, what happened to you? He goes, tore my ACL. Yeah. When? Yesterday. I'm like, oh, I'm on a broken foot for 2 days. This is great. The 2 consistent practice players are gone.
Gone.
Damn, they might have to have y'all on like some sort of mini scholarship or something.
Oh,
My
wait,
gosh.
we
Well,
didn't pay
trust
for
me,
this.
Coach Carey knew at that point who you guys were.
Yeah.
Because you did make like a huge impact on practice. And he's like, we're like,
Where's the big guy?
yeah, where's the guy? You know the guy. Oh, the one up there with the boot on?
Yeah, the one sit right on the sideline. I just remember coming back with the boot on and just like, doing the warm-up drills, and Brooke shooting over me. And she's like, I'm so like, Robbie, don't get this the wrong way, but I'm very happy you're not at practice anymore. I was like, why? She goes, I don't have to shoot over you. I was like, it's true. I guess that's the fact is, I literally just put my arm up and you have to shoot 10 feet in the air.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin, you want to ask the next question?
Yes. You did this one, the favorite practice moment with the P squad.
Oh, there's plenty of moments. Those have been some of mine. Crystal's probably got even more.
You know what? I don't remember if it was 2012 or 13, but I was getting fussed out about not being aggressive enough, right? So Coach Carey's like, you gotta be aggressive, you gotta clear your space, triple threat, all that kind of stuff. So of course, now I'm like, all right, you're on me. Okay. I get it. I know how to be aggressive. So the very next play, we're running ears. Everybody knows ears. It's
Mhm.
continuous on ball screen. That's Coach Carey loved that offense.
That's the only
So-
offense he ran.
Yeah. So we're running ears and I'm like waiting for the screen and Otarius is guarding me. And I literally cleared my space and just clocked him, broke his nose.
Yeah, that was 2012. I remember that because he never came
And
back.
I felt so bad. And of course, Coach Carey's like, that a girl. I'm like, Coach, I just broke his nose. He'll be fine.
Oh, he was one of the practice players that would come every 3 weeks and just show up randomly. And we're like, oh, you're here today. He never came back after that one.
Loved him. And we're still actually really good friends. But yeah, I will never forget that.
Oh my
I
gosh.
broke this guy's nose. He's just here at practice trying to help us get better. And here I am, get frustrated, and now I'm gonna show Coach Carey, and then I break his nose. Oh God. Okay.
Hey, you showed him you were aggressive, so he couldn't say you weren't aggressive there.
Can't say I'm not aggressive now.
Nope. You're
That's
breaking
right.
people's noses, everything left and right. That's fantastic. Good job.
Good job.
I still remember when he told me that I'd be Brittany Griner in our drills. And I was like, Coach, Darius is closer to her height. I'm not. He's like, I don't care. It's like, okay. Gonna get double teamed by Asia. And yeah, this is
Yeah.
not fun. This hurts too much.
That's hilarious.
Anything else, Kevin? Any other ridiculous questions you want to throw in here?
No, don't worry. I will get you some ridiculous questions. We'll keep rolling with the script we got so far. So we have, what is it like being a head coach now? And I like this one because what is it like being a head coach now with this generation of kids?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that twist.
You know what? Being a head coach is the biggest challenge. I went from being an assistant coach at the collegiate level to coaching high school kids. That was a transition in itself, whether I was an assistant coach or a head coach. Going from college to high school, that's a big jump. The skill set is different. They're not as mature. You have to teach a lot more. So that brought, different things out of me as a coach. But then this generation, and the thing, I'm not that far removed, but things are totally different. Everything is just readily available to them. They have so much say in what's going on. So at times your hands are a little tied, so you have to figure out ways to connect with them, not be their friend, but still be relatable and be able to reach them in whatever way that looks like, because every kid is different. And so then you become the head coach. As an assistant, there's a lot of pressure on us, but at the end of the day, that's on the head coach. However, whatever happens, that's on the head coach, And so just moving a couple seats over, even though it's at the high school level, it's a big challenge, because you have to be able to relate to the kids. You have to make sure that they're bought in. You have to figure out what works as far as like offensive schemes, defensive schemes, because that could change from year to year. This year, I might be a zone coach. Next year, I might have to coach man to man. So it just keeps you on your toes at all times. And this generation, you got social media all over the place. You got the NIL. And so everybody's just this brand. Everybody has their own image. And so how do you keep them bought into the actual program, to the team, the name that's on the jersey, and not, who they are? And so you just try to find different ways to keep everybody bought in, but trust me, it's definitely a challenge. I try to watch some of the different college coaches, try to sit at different round tables, try to read about different things, because it's literally different every single day.
Yeah, I can only imagine, like, you've probably learned throughout your time coaching the high schoolers, like, you probably have to have like a lot of patience, because a lot of the kids now, it's, well, why am I doing this? Not just, we came up in the generation when our superior told us to do something, our coaches or bosses, they're like, you do this, you do it.
That's
But now
it.
this generation, it's, but why?
They want
And
to know.
then you have to explain why. And sometimes there may not be an answer for why. It's just what you have to do. And this generation just does not relate. So I give you mad kudos to you dealing with all that.
You're right. They want to know why for everything. And you can't blame them, but it's like you said, it was, if my coach told me to do something, that's what I have to do. But I also agree with the fact that you want them to know why they're doing something, because there's times where you get on the court and you have to make your own decisions. It can't be, oh, because my coach said to do it, because now you're just being a robot. You don't even really understand. So if a situation presents itself, you don't know if that's what you should do or not, because you don't even understand why you were doing it in the first place. So you have to really break things down to them. They're just very curious. They want to know what's going on. And yeah, it's just different, and you have to adapt or you'll lose them. That's all.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, especially
Yeah,
this
look
day
at
and
the
age.
portal.
Oh God, that portal is become
Oh,
Bob Huggins' best friend and worst enemy at the same time.
yeah.
That thing is, it's not fun.
That's what it comes down to. Like,
How,
how do
so
you
you mentioned the NIL. Has that leaked down to your team or the high school level in certain degrees? And what are you seeing?
I would say yes. Now, obviously, high schoolers can't get paid or anything yet, but high schoolers are so impressionable. They see what these college girls are doing, and they see, or I shouldn't say girls, they see what these young ladies are doing and what they're getting from their name, image, and likeness. So it's almost like they're grooming themselves now for it. And they're all on Instagram, they're on Twitter, and they want this shoe, they want that, and you have to do it for them. Or again, they're not going to buy into what you're telling them. They're not going to trust you or anything like that. So yes, I think it leaks down to the high school level, because they're like, well, she's doing it, why can't I? What do you say to the kid?
She's good and you're getting there?
She's good and you really don't even know where the elbow is yet?
Yeah, that's I hats off to you for coaching this generation. I don't think personally I couldn't do it. I know that for a fact. I'd be like Coach Carey and just start yelling. And you say, where's my treadmill? Give me a treadmill. Like that's all I would do. Like it's just totally different nowadays.
Yeah, it's totally different.
Awesome. All right. My last thing, that because you already talked about your new business, which is we're excited to see for you and hopefully see it continue to grow for you, is what are your thoughts on the state of the women's basketball program now that we have a new head coach? But what are your overall thoughts of it?
I'm excited, to see what Mark Kellogg does. West Virginia women's basketball just has so much history. And I know how much that program means to its alumni. I know how much that program means to all the fans, and just so many fans that have supported that program for so many years. I know what it means to them and to myself. And so you just naturally want to see it do well. And I think that, I think it's moving in the right direction. I think the administration understands how college athletics is right now and what type of head coach you have to have in order to be successful, because like we just said, the mindset and just the game as a whole is totally different. And so you have to be able to buy into that, or you won't have a program. Those kids that you would expect to go there, they're going to go somewhere else. So you have to be able to just stick with the times. And I think that West Virginia is moving in the right direction. So I'm excited to watch it. I would love for us to be playing for a Big 12 title again. And, just being that physical West Virginia team that nobody wanted to see. I would love to see that again.
Yeah, be great to see them get back up to where they should be in that Big 12. So I was happy that they made the tournament this year. That
Oh,
it's been a long time since they were there. So
absolutely.
it's good to see that. All right, Kevin, you've got crazy questions. I know that. So
I always have crazy questions.
throw them out
But
there.
so my first one, Crystal, think about all of the players that you've played with. Give me your starting lineup with you in it. Who is your starting five? If you were to take all the people you've played with in college, who's it gonna be?
Wow, you really gonna put me on the spot like that?
That is, dude, that's rough.
Wow.
All right, here, take 5 and then a 6th man off the bench. There you go.
Wow, that makes it so much easier.
All right. If any of my friends are listening to this, it's not personal. Okay. Okay, guys.
Yes.
I'm
at the
sending this to
one-
Brooke. I'm sending it to Brooke 100%.
At the 1, I'm taking Sarah Miles, which
Ooh,
I actually
I love that one.
I did not have an opportunity to play with her. I practiced with her and everything, but that was my redshirt year. But I would have loved to have played with her. So I'm gonna go ahead and put her at the 1. I'm gonna go.
You can say yourself.
Well, yeah, she has to say herself. She's part of
I'm
the starting
gonna
5.
go Taylor Palmer at the 2,
Ooh,
my
okay.
knockdown 3-point shooter. It was tough. It was either Taylor or Liz Rapella, either one.
Oh,
yeah.
Liz.
Liz
So-
was
I'm going myself at the 3.
okay.
I'm going Yaya at the 4,
Mm.
and I'm going Asia Bussey at the 5. And I got my 6th man, Medina Ali.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, where's your muscle? Where is she coming in?
I got Medina coming,
Oh,
but she's gonna hold it down for all of us every single
Oh.
time.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So you talked your starting 5 for that you've played with. Now, starting 5 that you've coached.
Starting 5 that I coached. Okay.
Doesn't have to be all WV ladies. It could be collective or whoever you've coached. 'Cause I know you went to VT too, so you can include some of that.
Okay, I'll do one for WVU and then I'll do like a collective.
Okay. Okay.
WVU, I'm going that I coached. Shania Ray at the 1.
Okay.
At the 2, I'm going Lucky Rudd.
Okay.
Just thought she didn't get enough love. It's a good kid. 3, give me Tynese Martin.
Denise,
All
yeah.
right.
At the 4, ooh. Goodness. This is tough.
Because you had some good ones come through when
Mhm.
you were the coach at that time. I was looking up. I was like, oh man, I wonder.
Give me Kari Nyblak.
Okay.
At the 5, sheesh. Oh man, I can't believe you did this to me. I
He
actually
does it
hope
all
we're,
the time.
I actually hope we're the only 3 listening because of this. At the, at the 5, God, that's rough. Who do I? Now I want to go back and give me some 5s. Let's see.
You were 2017 to 2020. Let's see what we got.
So I would hate to miss one.
All right, so I started at 2017. I see Lene Montgomery.
I didn't coach Lene.
You didn't catch. Hold on, I'm a year back. Hold on.
Yeah, Lene was there when she was a freshman, I think, my final year.
She was hurt too.
She
But
she was
you know what?
always hurt,
I
sadly.
see.
Actually, I'm going Tiana Muldrow at the 4.
That's always the next name that I just came up on my list.
I'm going Tiana Muldrow at the 4, and we're gonna act like I coached Lene at the 5.
Okay. I
That's
dig it.
fine. A healthy with 2 good knees, Lene. That's
Yeah.
the hope. Yeah.
Now, complete package, all three schools. We're gonna go Georgia Amore at the 1.
Mm.
Going Kayla King at the 2. We are going Amy Griffin from LaSalle at the 3. We are gonna go Kari Nyblack at the 4. And then we're gonna go Liz Kitley at the 5.
Nice.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
I've coached so many great kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have. Absolutely.
Like I've actually been blessed to be able to even call some of those names. You know, so yeah, I'm grateful for sure.
All that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, what other questions do I have? I've always wanted to ask this,
Oh boy.
but let me see how I should word this. So, I mean, obviously, like NIL is like a big thing that's going on right now. If you were to be playing in this era of NIL, what I'll take one huge name and then a one maybe town business that you would love to have sponsor you if you were an NIL.
Of course, Nike.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta give me a Nike deal. And then maybe like Lululemon or something. I don't know.
There you go. There you go. I feel like I'd also, if there was anything, I would, if I were ever an athlete somewhere in some sort of type of sport, I feel like I would love like a gross, I would love Kroger to sponsor me if I did stuff. Maybe I could get like discount on like my groceries.
Well, that's smart.
You know, just thinking logically. If I'm a broke college student, what do I need? I need food, you know, and then, you know, if I get somebody to get me a car, that'd be legit. But, you know, if I'm 2021, I just need to make sure I'm being fed out here.
That's
And of course being clothed, you know, Nike all day, I'll swoosh to that.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Well, I'm pretty sure they got like McDonald's to do an NIL deal with the guys, the local hole in the wall McDonald's that's been rebuilt numerous times since we've been in school.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think I saw that. It was like only a few of the, I think, offensive linemen or defensive linemen got it, which kind of makes sense,
Hey.
I guess.
They got to be big out here.
No, I think the NIL I think it's a great thing. I love it for the kids, and happy that they can even have that opportunity. That's major for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. Merritt, I don't have any other wacky questions.
Well, that's all I have. I got nothing else. It's 9:30. It's like an hour and a half past my bedtime. I'm old, you know.
I think we're all getting there.
I've been in bed Saturday and Sunday. I've been in bed by 8 o'clock and asleep by like 8:02.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all.
Were you like also building like a house?
A shed.
Yeah, you know, still
got-
same dimensions of a house.
I got a little thumb injury from it.
Oh,
Whacked
no.
my thumb with my hammer. Oops. You're not supposed to hit that. So there's that. And I still have to put the roof on and all of that fun stuff this coming weekend. So Kevin, if you want to drive to New York, yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing that my dad has me do, helping him with stuff, is just helping him lift stuff, because that's all I know how to do. So any sort of just lifting things, holding things for people, you know, I'm out here.
I have
You
a
know,
wife that does that for me. Kevin. All right. Well, that's all I have. I don't think we missed anything.
I appreciate you guys. This
Yeah.
was really fun. So yeah, thanks for having me on.
Thank you for
thank
joining us,
you.
Christal. It has been a pleasure to have you on. Kevin, let's get us out of here.
Yes, absolutely. So, people, it is outro time. First off, we gotta make sure we give our flowers. Christal, shout out to you for crushing it out here. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule. Is there any socials that you'd like people to follow you on, or that we should know?
You can follow me on Twitter, Coach Chris90, and follow me on Instagram, Christal1990.
Perfect. Cool. We'll probably be getting a follow shortly from our podcast Instagram. Those that want to follow that, it is at the Manly Musings Pod. For those that are watching this lovely thing on YouTube, make sure you check us out at our YouTube. Leave a comment, leave us a like at the Manly Musings Podcast. We are also on all streaming platforms. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on Spotify. We are on Google Play, and we are on Amazon Play. You can follow myself on Instagram at KQuava624. Follow Merritt at his Instagram at Merritt_P. Merritt, did I miss anything else? Because I'm rusty, haven't done this in a week.
I don't know. Sounds perfect to me, Kevin.
Amazing. Well, there you go. Thank you for listening and have a great night. Peace.
Thank you, guys.